Hold on. What's your name?
Dan.
Dan, how you doing? What we were gonna do was everyone was gonna show one card after they won the hand. Are you in?
Everyone agrees, sir?
Yeah. All right, so we're on, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone has agreed.
Consensus. Yeah.
有位置吗？
Okay.
It feels good. Sorry.
Nikolai, that is Justin Bieber. All right, that's who I am convinced is Justin Bieber. Out here playing a little poker.
We'll just get on. We just won't waste time. Okay, now I have to look.
Now you gotta look.
Now I have to look.
Jake Schwartz, love this guy. Plays all the games, by the
Whoa.
way, at a very high
What am I
level.
looking at already, dude? These
No limit, PLO,
Different.
mixed, you name it.
different,
Wow.
bigger.
Went
All
to
are-
Indiana
all in my
University,
face.
a proud Hoosier.
Okay.
So he's got himself a little college football sweat coming up in the playoffs.
Indeed.
Somehow Indiana's good at football.
They've been known to be basketball state.
Yeah.
Friendly.
Jake takes a stab at this one. Chino, though, top pair. Upgraded to 2-pair. I imagine now Jake might check this card.
Maybe, although, again,
don't
we've
know.
talked about these post-flop scenarios becoming mergy.
Yep.
If we bet, we're trying to apply a ton of pressure to what could be an 8. Or even a jack, for that matter. But Chino is going to flick in 25K chip.
Yeah, 2-pair here, just so strong. Heads up. Jake not going to go away just yet. This pair.
Not a bad start. The feature for Chino, filling up kings full, and going to be a tough decision, I think, for Jake. We know Chino's going to bet. A lot of draws have missed. Polarizing scenario. Our 6 beats nothing but a bluff.
Yeah, that's 75% pot.
We don't think Chino ever has an 8. Makes it less likely for him to have a king, given the run out.
I know. That's
And
what
I don't know
scares
if he
me.
would value bet a jack.
I imagine Jake and Chino probably play together a lot, you know? Know each other's game,
That's like
maybe?
the bad thing about it.
I think you're right.
Depends on whose side you're on with it.
He wants to call. He just doesn't believe Chino.
TV quote.
Listen,
Chino just had all of it there. Full house.
It's the
Gets
net. I
paid.
told you, Jake. Don't pay the net off.
I just love him.
Yes.
I love them too.
Unless you're the king, that's fine. Otherwise,
For most Americans, their memory of online poker is stuck in the past. A desert filled with unsafe options or no option at all. Well, not anymore. Club WPT Gold is bringing poker back to America. It's a sweepstakes model website sweeping the nation, and it's available to try out now. Sign up now using code YouTube and enjoy the return of safe online poker to America.
Unreal.
Again, depends on whose side you look at it.
Blinds now 5,000, 10,000, 10,000.
Have you looked yet?
No.
Wait. Oh. Yeah, he just lost the pot. I thought he was. I don't blame him.
Holds to Jake on
Steaming?
the
It's
button.
fair, it's fair.
Ace-7
He
offsuit.
just lost the pot. Oh my God, they're in my face, dude. There's like no squeeze with these squeeze. None. No squeeze. I fold.
Dylan in the big blind. Gonna see a flop. A little something for both players. Dylan top pair. Jake with the ace of hearts. Jake putting in a small C bet. Jake continues firing here. He can probably shake a lot of 8x by the river.
Okay, Schwartz on the board, nut flush. And Dylan improves to jacks and eights. Let's see what
Oh,
Dylan
wow.
Smith may feel compelled to do out of position. Is there a scenario where a block bet of sorts could make sense?
Yeah, I think this is one of those block bet type scenarios. But Jake's so capable. Here now, Dylan probably going to evaluate, see what Jake bets.
And how much is really the only question that looms. Looks to me like it's right about half pot, 43,000. He's counting out a call.
Easy call.
I got it,
Payoff.
I got it.
Again.
Yeah. Unlucky river there, Dylan.
Good strategy.
Band.
Yeah.
An exercise band.
Yeah.
Strawberries and blueberries.
It was inside.
A fork.
Fork? No, the spoon.
Spoon, sorry.
Ace, 22,000.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything this time.
Under
when
the
I look at my
gun.
cards. I'm just gonna look.
Raised to 22,000.
Wow, and Chino has got a monster.
What's the bet?
Huge, huge pair here for Chino.
Look at the universe starting to speak to us here, Ash. Linglin makes it 22,000. Chino's got the 22s, the mallards. It's all coming together,
Well, let's see a flop.
without a doubt. Somehow, the deuces are not the best hand.
Crazy. Little something for Daniel. Gutter, one heart. Ooh,
Everything, huh?
England.
45,000.
And Daniel just instantly coming out swinging. It's gin for Ling Lin.
I can't see. Oh, okay. 300, 350?
TV call again.
Calls. To the river we go.
You should just remember you don't bluff. You don't bluff your friends. You're a good friend.
Makes a
You're
pair
better.
now on
You're a
the
better
river.
friend than Dylan.
I don't bluff my friends. No.
No need to continue bluffing now.
No, I didn't.
Linglin.
I had ace high.
Want to get value.
I didn't think I was bluffing.
Yeah, 150,000.
Snaps.
And wow,
Bad.
he
Sailing,
Thank you.
instantly gets paid off 150K on the river from Daniel.
Deep to a sauna.
Saunas, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't really use your phone in the sauna.
Vipassanas. House, sauna.
Sauna, like a
okay. Yeah,
sweat.
Yeah.
He and I used to do it all the time, but he's too big time for me now.
but they're not friends anymore. so
Yeah, we're
now
no
they
longer
stop.
friends.
What is going on? My man Nico made
Ace king.
it 23. 23. Okay.
23? That's a
careful.
little expensive.
Uh-oh.
Who'd you tell be careful, me or Linglin? Me?
Both.
Both? Hey, careful.
Dylan, button, pocket pair, makes the call.
One more, please.
23.
Yeah,
Just for you.
like it.
Linglin playing good.
I was gonna call and I thought about you. I said, you know,
Heads up we go.
Gina's so tight, he puts everything. You know, I can fold that. Fold
Ace,
that crap.
7-6, 2 diamonds.
You're not that tight in cash game.
Very different.
I know.
Sometimes I am. Depends on who's in the game. If Linglin's in the game, I just have to see, you know. We just play a lot of hands.
23,000.
If Jack's in the game, we play a lot of hands.
Yeah? Is it action too?
Jack plays.
I never played. We never played, huh? Have we?
You know what we've been doing? We were doing 500 a man, Cucurucho. Just double board.
500 what?
500 a man, double board bomb pots. We were doing all
Small
night.
bet.
All night.
I
From
hate
the
It
double.
was like
King.
4,500 to call or fold.
Dylan gonna
Flips.
call one.
Just like
There's no.
like
That's some
7, 8
backdoor
of us.
stuff.
Oh, no,
Diamonds,
there's 9
straight
of us.
draws.
There's 9
Yeah.
of us at the table. We're all putting in 500. You see 2 flops, and whoever's first is just you have to call 4,500 or fold. That's it. And
Oh,
Okay,
really?
okay. So there's skill to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Diamonds come
yeah.
through.
That's like a flip.
it is. But there's
Check.
All in a fold. That's all in
All
a
in a
fold.
fold.
Yeah. Post flop all in a fold.
it was fun. It was fun.
It's fun.
I got wrecked, but it was fun.
It was fun for other people.
We do it in the cash game to pay time, and it's like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start with like
That's why we do
SPR
it.
3. It's like the greatest.
That's why we do it. We always do once a dealer time pot. But then the whole game just became that. Like the literal whole game.
I actually really enjoy it. I don't like PLO, but I enjoy double board bomb pots.
Dylan,
I'm
gonna
a fucking
bet.
psycho.
Depends on who you got in the group. You got a bunch of
It's at
snipers.
80,000.
But we had a good group. Like the boys were action. You know, some of the
Now
boys.
this is very crafty.
Were you playing?
From
were
Dylan
you
recognizing
playing were you
the
playing in game with
dangers
Florida
of
when
that
Mickey was
board,
in the game, or
favoring
no? He
him
started
in
after you
position
left?
on the
Yeah.
button.
Yeah, and if you're, is it
You'd
Nikolai?
like playing with him
Nikolai?
too.
We'll call him
He's
Nico.
fun.
Nico, you're not
Tells
checking
us
to
already.
fold necessarily. Of course, you have a very, very strong hand. Your opponent doesn't have to have flushes here.
You certainly don't love life when you have ace, king, no diamond in your hand on this type of texture.
Yeah, does make the call. Diamond's working for Dylan.
What does Nico have in his hand? What is that
It looks like a
underneath?
fan. Looks like one of those fans that you spread out.
You may be right. For Dylan, will he continue with his bluff on the river?
They're so deep here. Dylan have to bet really big.
Well, I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
Almost full pot, 250, I
yeah.
believe. Nico in a tough spot. He's losing some 2 pairs, straights, flushes. His 1 pair really kind of shrivels up on this board texture. And this is, wow.
For one?
Show one. You have to show.
Oh yeah.
Gotta show one. Is it the 4 of hearts that he
It
showed?
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like
he
I
did.
hate
they're
him
both,
so much.
They're both diamonds anyway.
Four
so-
diamonds.
Oh yeah.
For most Americans, their memory of online poker is stuck in the past. A desert filled with unsafe options or no option at all. Well, not anymore. Club WPT Gold is bringing poker back to America. It's a sweepstakes model website sweeping the nation, and it's available to try out now. Sign up now using code YouTube and enjoy the return of safe online poker to America.
What's
Chad,
a
like, in his
troglodyte?
fa-
I
like when
don't
Chad has his
know.
beard, he looks a little more.
Jake was so excited. to
I
show
was
us
distant
Kev on his
third.
screen.
No
Bunch of
idea.
troglodyte
Are you gonna
out there.
Google it?
I am right now.
Okay.
I must.
I mean,
Now I'm really curious. If it's a movie
I'm
reference,
a
I am
history buff.
not good with movies.
You have a very good vocabulary.
Nor am I.
So do you, Dylan.
22.
That's your thumb.
No, it's not.
A troglodyte is a prehistoric cave dweller.
Oh.
Lived in a cave, especially during prehistoric times.
Okay.
I didn't know that
Sorry, I could have made that easier for you.
the caveman had specific types of cavemen and women,
I
such as troglodytes.
just learned something new.
I'll be damned.
Look at this flop for Kitty and Jake. Wow. Top two versus a flopped flush with the backdoor gutter straight flush.
Yeah, the feature table continues to be the table of death and
Clash.
action.
What a clashing hand. Small flush, of course, very vulnerable. See if he puts in a raise. Indeed, he is going to raise. Makes it 60,000.
60,000.
Welcome.
Kitty in a very uncomfortable spot. Does just call.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean, you're
take a safe one.
really not losing to a ton here, other than a flop flush or a set which she blocks.
Right now, all of a sudden, becomes the most important street.
Yeah, especially with these stack sizes. SPR closing in at 1.
You can see there's about 180 in the middle. Jake with only 230 behind in change. Kitty has him slightly covered.
One.
Yeah, he's, can target hands like, Jack X with a
Phone, please.
spade. This, if Kitty calls here, this is both players so similar in stacks. That's a tough spot. Top two, button versus big blinds, a tough spot, even with these 3 spades out there.
Kitty beats plenty of hands in her mind. Hands like
Yeah,
Jack 5, 8-5, even hands like 5-4 that would have turned 2 pair if Jake somehow has those being played as a check raise, which I don't think would be the case, but
yeah.
how often would Jake ever do this with Ace X with the Ace of Spades in his hand and overplay it like this?
Right. I think small flushes play it like this, so and for her sake, hopefully she can piece this together.
6-7, I suppose, is possible.
Take your time. Big pot.
What a clash here.
229.
229.
She has him slightly covered, not by much. If you're ahead on the flop, you're likely ahead on this turn a decent amount of the time. Of course, you can have 6-7 sometimes, but oh, she calls. She is at risk here. Brutal,
Wow.
brutal spot for Kitty.
What a hand.
Still 4 outs to this river. Jake all in and at risk. Well ahead. It doesn't get there. Kitty left with just 1.4 bigs. Jake doubles massive. Now over 60 big blinds.
just wish I was acted like I looked at my cards and opened 10-3 suited on the draw.
Shut up, Chino.
Daniel, ace, queen
luck.
off. Kitty gonna choose the jack 9 suited.
Come on, Kitty.
She'd rather have a hand like this than.
Seven,
When I came, what'd you have?
She's very live.
80.
80. Dusty.
Yeah, well,
Stop, man. You're
at
making me
least got a
blush.
triple up here.
I'm happy to see it.
Absolutely.
I
With the
know.
blinds in there as well.
There's such a mutual
Good luck,
root.
Kitty all in.
There's such a mutual root
You go
between the
now.
two of us. There's such a mutual root between the two of us. Dylan
Yes.
doesn't understand it.
65,000.
Okay, sorry.
You must not
Daniel
like your
is
life.
in a ton of trouble as we watch the action continue to unfold.
Yeah,
It'd
22
be
big
very
blinds
hard for
behind.
him to get off of ace queen. Did he just snap fold?
It's king?
Wow.
Wow, that's good fold.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either, given what we've seen out of Daniel thus far.
Nevertheless, a good fold as he was
Poised
crushed.
suited?
Kitty live. If she
Still good
finds a
fold.
way to win this pot, she'll have almost 7 bigs. Which seems like piles when you're all in with 1.5. And she outflops the ace king. Backdoor clubs. And straight draw.
Queen of spades.
No.
It's a cool card.
Eliminates
It's club.
Huh?
It's
some
club.
outs for
Ace
Nico.
club.
And Kitty's gonna double here. Or more like
Yeah, more than
Way
double.
more than
Started down with
double.
14K, now up to 67,000.
way more than double.
You saw it, I think.
And I invited Linglin back-to-back nights, but
There was, like,
she
some
passed ultimately
crumb
and
or
did
something
tell
like that.
me she really doesn't want to play on cash game streams anymore or streams in general. And sure enough, Linglin, fate will have you.
She's
You've
at a stream
landed
too.
right here on the same table where
But
we
she
had the
is-
cash games.
Yeah, and she has experience though, so this doesn't bother her too much.
No, she's
She's
very
here to
good.
win this 3.1 mil up top, and she picks up pocket tens under the gun 1. She's gonna clash here with Chino though. Ace queen off in the small blind.
These guys are crazy deep. Chino gonna size it up. I like it, 85,000.
Yeah, Linglin's so active. Doesn't just have to have premiums opening here.
And she's never folding. Clearly, it's just about, geez, does Linglin ever pull the trigger and put in a 4-bet?
Yeah, and if she flats here, Chino in a tough spot facing a very sticky opponent out of position. This could be an interesting one developing. Let's see how she decides to play this.
Looks like just
Personally
call.
like a flat here.
Yeah, of course.
You don't want to kind of overplay pocket tens by 4-betting.
No, you don't, but you know, Linglin's got it in her to
She
just go
does.
nuts.
She does. So we are going to go to a flop 19 bigs in the middle. There's a couple ducks, but Chino still with ace high.
Well, he has the betting lead, 3-betting out of the small blind in this hand. He can really dictate the action and try and drive this thing and control the pot. And he is reaching. It is a down bet sizing, 60K, smaller than his 3-bet. And he's hoping to never get raised, right? He's trying to buy this next street for cheap.
Yeah. Ace queen
8
here.
something behind.
It could very well, by the way, just be the best hand
Sure.
against
sometimes
Linglin.
it's
She can show up with 10-8 suited.
so many different
10-9
hands.
off.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be two tens.
I agree. I agree. However, tens on 7 deuce deuce is very good, all things considered. Does she want to raise now? Call and have to navigate turns and rivers? Puts in the call. Does have the 10 of spades as well. So something to note. Now Chino, not in great shape.
No, and he is just totally fixed on Linglin. Understanding she's also the type to float out of position. You see the down bet sizing. I'm telling you right now, if he does check, which of course we have no idea what he's going to do, and if Linglin does bet, I don't necessarily know if Chino is willing to give up on this hand quite yet.
Considering how sticky she is, how good of a player she is. Wow.
Wow.
And Chino's going to continue here, and I think, like, if, you know, with a hand like ace-queen off, no spade, he's kind of just deciding to turn this into a bluff.
He definitely is. And could it get through right here, right now? Maybe. If he gets called, is his plan to pull the trigger on rivers? I don't know.
I don't see a world where she's folding.
Ton of pressure being applied by Chino.
But such a good bet size to target these types of hands. She's probably wondering if her spade out is good. Just a tough spot, and Chino showing why he's had so much success in tournaments.
Yeah, and these two have a ton of history. They play cash games all the time here in Las Vegas.
He knows he can shake her off some hands.
It might even be a level deeper where he knows he cannot shake her off hands, which takes it to that next level, right?
Yep.
Where she knows that.
She knows that he knows that she knows type
Right.
of situation. Yep.
So she could give him credit for having a bigger overpair here.
She's thinking quite a while. Chino may sense this as weakness, perhaps? She's taking her time. This is a really leveraging spot. And now when she postures like that,
This is real discomfort.
which shows weakness, which I mean, if I was seeing this, unless she's like massively trying to level him, I don't know. To me, this leans she's folding if she's going to posture like that and act like it's a decision.
I agree. The antics suggest that to be
Yeah,
the case, but what about if we just call? Would she still do this if she was still going to call?
That's the question I'm asking myself.
We're about to find out.
Either way, huge pot here.
Chino, by the way, very uncharacteristic for him. He has not spoken a word
Yeah.
since the flop hit the table.
She has taken quite a bit of time now here, knowing that this is kind of the leverage spot in the hand.
You sort of wonder, she knows if she calls, she may have to face one more street.
Right, exactly. That's what she's contemplating. She's kind of physically giving off a lot of weak tells, which makes me lean that she's going to fold.
Oh, I think you're right, Ash.
Once you take this much time and you posture with these sort of physical tells,
Okay, I believe it.
yeah, it's
Wow.
I also
just, wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Either one he
She
shows
obviously
is
picks.
really-
She could pick either one.
This-
This one?
Serious because bluff.
Oh, okay.
She can pick either one.
Serious because
Nice hand,
I forgot.
queens.
We're in a big pot.